What's up, guys? How you doing, man? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the second Creatober livestream. My name is Tom from Dreadlabs. If you don't know what Creatober is, it's basically a challenge, a 31-day challenge during the month of October, in which we are going to create something with a word. And if you don't know me, I'm a graphic designer / music producer, and I run this channel called Dreadlabs in order to inspire you to do creative stuff. Anyways, if you are curious to join the Creatober 2022 challenge, you can do that by going to dreadlabs.net/creatober-2022. There's also a link down in the description of this live stream. Basically, this is the list of words that you have to make something with for the month of October. Due to some time limitations in my own schedule, I am not able to do one every single day. And that's why I am combining multiple prompts into one challenge. For example, last Monday, we did a live stream where we made something with the word tattoo, ancient, and Lamborghini. And we're going to do something similar today. We are going to use the word plant, oni, and bubbles in order to create something cool. Alright, so anyways, I hope everyone can hear me correctly. I hope you can see everything correctly. And okay, so this is kinda, no, that's not really the idea, but the idea is to have like these leaves drop down, if that makes sense, and then have the mask grow out of that. So I should have done a little bit more research on this. So if anyone in the chat has some suggestions on flowers, if anyone has any flower knowledge, then yeah, probably help me out. Hanging tropical flowers, maybe. So yeah, this is kind of the thing here. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, what is this plant called? Tropical yellow hanging flower. That's not a name of the plant, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Anyways, this is, however, what we're looking for. What's up, Gemma? What's up, Tigas? How you guys doing? Ooh, this is actually, yeah, this is the plant I'm looking for. Like this is cool. Like I want to have the mask grow out of these like flowers, if that makes sense. So let's see. At least that big. So I'm gonna grab this, and I think I'm just gonna mask parts out that I don't really want. For now, I'm just gonna go and select subject, and we're gonna do a little bit of a collage almost. And Indonesia we go. Okay, thank you, Mohammed, but I have no clue how to pronounce that, sadly, and I don't actually think I want to attempt to do it. Ooh, yes, nice. Thank you so much, because it's really, this is actually the same picture. Oh no. Okay, so there is a kind of fruit in there. Cool to know. Alright, so I'm not sure what this is, but let's see. There are quite a lot here, so I'm just gonna go grab my drawing tablet real quick, and we're gonna go and mask some stuff out and create a composition here as a reference material. And what's up, Langlands? How are you doing? Greetings from the Netherlands. Be back in a second. got my tablet. Probably should have got that before I started the live stream, but I have been a little chaotic lately, so. Anyways, how is your week so far? I'm curious to know. Did you do any commissions? Maybe you did some practice? Maybe you joined in on the Creatober challenge yourself? Let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's turn this on and we are able to draw. Cool. Oh, this is not ideal, but whatever. So I kind of want to remove this one. Okay, so I'm going to change the brush a little bit. So we have one at the top here. And then maybe I want to remove these all in the background. Oop. And then maybe these ones in the background as well. And keep in mind, this is looking ugly as hell. And there is a perfectly good reason for that, because we're not going to use this in the end. This is just so we have a reference material, because I'm not the best at like, hello? Where did I start it? Hello? Can I? Okay. Thanks, magnetic lasso tool. I saw the circle. This is gonna be the greatest selection ever. Holy, this is the worst tool in Photoshop by far. It just doesn't work. Okay. How do I... Dude. It's... Greetings back from the Netherlands, Smooth. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the worst thing ever. Okay. Can this stop? What? What is happening? It doesn't even close. Like not... Okay. Photoshop, calm down. Hey. Okay. What the hell was that? Okay. I'm just gonna go with a normal lasso tool, because that was a solid minute of my time that I'll never get back, but thanks Adobe. There goes my chance of being sponsored. Anyways, so I'm gonna grab this part in the layer itself. Oh, is the cam frozen again? Weird. Happened last time as well. Not sure what it is, because it never happened in the videos, but it does happen in the live stream for some reason. Anyways, so we have this part. We'll mirror this. I'll put it in the background. Like that. And then let's grab this guy here. And we'll put that in the back somewhere. Okay. So now back to the mask. I'm just gonna go grab this and call this plant. Scale it up. And we're gonna place the masks like in the, have them grow out of the whatevers. We might need to do multiple masks because of the otherwise it looks a little bit unnatural, I think, but we'll see if we can manage. All right. So you might be wondering, what is this and why is it so ugly? And I'm gonna explain it to you now. I'm gonna put this to half opacity. I'm gonna make a new layer, and then with a brush we are going to make a sketch. And this sketch is gonna take a little while. So yeah, if anyone in the chat has some cool stories to tell, something to mention, let me know. Or maybe if you have some questions about Dreadlabs, about Creatober, about creativity in general, maybe some tutorial requests, stuff like that, something I can help you with or something we can talk about, it is all welcome in the chat. Let me know. And in the meantime, I'm gonna start drawing. And just one thing is that I am going to put everything on one display for my pen tablet so that I don't have to worry about moving my pen tablet to the other side or the other screen that you guys aren't seeing, because that's unnecessary. So anyways, people in the chat, what has been going on? Let me know, because I like talking while I'm drawing. Distract me. And probably should start at a more logical point, for example the flower. No one has anything interesting to tell me? Interesting? Let's zoom in a little bit. What brush am I using? It's basically like a custom one. I just grab the default brush in Photoshop, and then I go and the brush tape shape, I'm just moving the spacing to 1%, and under the shape dynamics I'm changing the control to pen pressure, so that I can have a tapered line the more or softer I press on my drawing tablet, if that makes sense. School has started and I don't have enough time to Creatober, so I'll do 3, 6 and 1. Oh, that's okay. The idea of Cretober is just to spark your own creativity a little bit and help you out as like a tool in order to create stuff. It's not in order to get more the goal is not to get all of the posts done, or to win the challenge or whatever. It's all about your sparking creativity within yourself, because I felt like I really needed it, and this at least gave me like a little bit of a boost in order to start come up with some cool stuff to design or to make. So yeah, if you the idea is you can do the Creatober stuff completely on your own terms. The last thing I want is to have someone in a burnout or stressed out because they cannot finish the challenge. That's not the point here. Happy to be here live. Hey, well, welcome. Is your name Castle Design, or is it just? Anyways, welcome to the stream. I use this technique, like making a collage and then tracing over the collage. I used it in a recent video where I made a denim jacket from scratch, and it's a really nice method in order to, if you're not good at drawing like me, to actually draw something cool. You can also do this with tracing paper if you don't have a drawing tablet, by the way. Just make the collage, then print it out. And then you just grab some markers or something like that. And get to it. After my ideas already helped me with that. Distractions was also once funny. What kind of school are you into? Or is it a graphic design school or something else? Okay, let's see what this looks like without a reference. Kinda okay, I guess. Like I said, I'm not the best at drawing, but Okay, so maybe a little bit more detail in the flower, and then we should be good. This line's cleared, I guess. All right. So let's go to the another flower. It's a quiet live stream today. I mean, I'm quiet, but the chat is also kind of quiet. I feel like it's maybe it's because of the day, because it's a Thursday or something. High school, I learned about transportation and business in the sphere. Dope. Okay. I'm not really sure. I was thinking about drawing like a vase around the whole thing, but maybe I shouldn't. What do you guys think? We're learning in peace. I hope you're actually able to learn anything new here, because for now this is mostly like sketching and stuff, but we'll see where the ship strands. The funny part was, like, on Monday we did another live stream and I had an initial idea that I wanted to do, but yeah, the end result was way different from what we planned on doing. So it's always kind of cool, you know, like just experimenting, and that's the cool part about Cretober for me as well. It's like I'm usually like have kind of like an idea in my mind, and then I start experimenting, and then I get another idea from something else, or I something doesn't work out and I just change it. And when that happens, usually something cooler comes out of it, and that's what I really like about Creatober, because it's not for a client, it's not for anyone else, it's just for myself, you know. And that's it's not for there's not a learning point in the tutorial or something, it's just me vibing, I guess. And that's how I also try this. That's what really helps me experiment, I guess. Okay, this one's ugly. Let's zoom a little bit in for the Hanya mask. Ooh, I have something that I want to ask you guys. So I used to do this a lot when I did live streams every week, but what was on repeat for you today? Like, did you listen to music, maybe a podcast, maybe something on Netflix or whatever? What was on repeat for you, or what did you listen to while working? Let me know. No one had anything on repeat while working today or this week? Listen to anything? Maybe new artists, maybe an album, maybe a playlist on Spotify or something like that. Rose Golden, Kid Cudi. Nice. I'm working with 2 interns nowadays, and usually the office is pretty full. So at least 2 or 3 freelancers. Wow, his jaw is a little bit dented in, I guess, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, we've been, and it's really cool because you listen to a lot of new music, and a lot of new music gets discussed as well. So that's what I really like, you know, like it's not just the stuff that I already know. But yeah, office has been busy lately. I like it. Need to change that curve, I think. Okay, for now let's see what happens here, because two guys from my country made an album together and listened to it. Where are you from? So this one should be in the back, so like this, and then what's up with the flower? Are they one layer? I think so, right? Really? Yeah, I think that's okay. So this one is in front of that one. Okay. then this doesn't add up. Wait. Bulgaria. Ah, nice. Never been there, I think, but a lot of friends of mine have been there when they were younger. I did fly with a Bulgarian air what is it? Airplane company last summer. But that's as far as my knowledge of Bulgaria or yeah, sorry for the pronunciation, man. Goes at least. But yeah, it is pretty close to the Netherlands, I guess. You can see Himalayan ranges from my terrace. That's crazy cool. I wish I could go there. So wait, the Himalaya, is it in Nepal, right? Or is it like multiple countries? I'm not gonna draw any leaves yet. Just do the flowers and the masks first, and then we'll see what to do with it. Everything is in Nepal. Uttarakhand. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Probably not, so sorry. But nice. It sounds really peaceful. Is it peaceful? Also just the thought of it, like people out here, like so far away from where I am right now in the Netherlands, are watching me do this. That's still like one of the most surreal feelings ever. It's so cool. So thank you all for being here. Noodles in the Trenches. Cool name. How are you doing? Right, let's wrap this up as quickly as possible because the sketching and the drawing is kind of boring me. Alright, so I remember a segment that I used to have in the podcast. The podcast is coming back, by the way, but and one of the segments was like a nightmare story with a client, with like bad clients or whatever. And actually I gotta say I did some client work in the past year, of course, but I've been mostly like trying to focus on Dreadlabs, and I think I have more nightmare. Well, I guess they're not Dreadlabs fans, but more nightmarish people from like YouTube or whatever than nightmare client stories. If you want to hear some. Making your CV portfolio, apply for in-house. Ooh, nice. Nice. Wait, were you the person that was there last Monday working on their application as well? Or that wasn't you, I think, right? Was somebody else? Very accurate, I'm amazed. Usually the only thing about my pronunciation that I hear is, oh, are you Dutch? Because apparently we have a very distinctive way of speaking English, or like every language that we speak you can hear the Dutch accent a little bit. Started searching like Monday, nice. So have any specific agencies you want to work for, or is it just like you just want to do an in-house job somewhere and you have like multiple companies in mind? Oh, we're not gonna do the tongue, I think. Going to apply for artist labels to continue with Elm Art, but the science studio as well. Sick. It's been a long time since I actually did an Elm Art, and it's probably one of the favorite types of design work I do. I've been kind of getting into posters and like that kind of stuff lately because it's cool to have your artworks printed and stuff. But yeah, just the creativity that you have with an Elm artwork, it's quite uncommon in the design field, I feel like. But good luck, man. What kind of labels? Just general, like the giant labels, or any specific labels that you would like to work for? need to zoom in a little bit on this. So we are 45 minutes in already, damn. I need to speed my stuff up. Where is my mouse? Okay. Where is it? Oh, here. It's all full of that magnetic lasso tool thing, right? Slowed me down way too long. I'm so glad this isn't recorded on Twitch, because as far as I know you cannot clip that, right? I hope nobody clips that. Good. So another thing I might want to ask you guys, so there is this thing in the Netherlands during well, around the Christmas times, like the holiday times, and essentially what it's I think it's an initiative by a radio station, but what they do is they have like a glass radio studio, and they put it in a city somewhere in the Netherlands, and they just lock themselves in order to play music there in order to raise money. So I wanted to do something similar to that, but I just wanted to lock myself in, well, kind of lock. Of course, I'm not locking myself in or whatever, but do like a very long live stream in order to raise money for charity. And I already had some cool ideas scheduled. So, for example, we have some fun design games planned with a friend of mine. I wanted to do a couple of giveaways, of course, also some what do you call them, design live streams, podcast interviews, stuff like that, maybe even some live DJ sets and stuff like that. But yeah, I was wondering if you guys have any dope ideas of stuff that I could do or you would be interested in watching while raising money for charity. Or maybe you have suggestions for a charity. That's also possible, of course. Usually my preference goes out to you know, charities that like are very transparent but raise money for the environment and stuff like that, because in the end everyone benefits from bettering the environment, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions or any cool ideas. Would love to hear them. Alright, so we have the last flower done, and let's see what we have so far. Okay, pretty cool. Oh wait, we forgot the eyes here and some like expression stuff, I guess. Yo, when you know what's up. Okay, so now it should look a little bit better, I guess, I hope. Okay, kinda. So I want to color some stuff in the masks, I guess. Let's do a quick look-see at what that would look like. So I'm gonna turn the smoothing down. Actually gonna do this in a different way. Gonna do it way easier. Gonna save some time. it does look like he doesn't have any teeth, and I think that's because I didn't draw them. I didn't draw them. Nice, Tom. Behringer TD3. Yeah, that's a Behringer TD3. Good eye. There's also a neutron right here. It's kind of in the corner, but you have one yourself? Let's try this one more time. And that kind of looks cool. Yeah, I like that actually. So let's do that for a lot of all of the masks, I guess. And of course I see some other lines that I kind of missed looking at it now. Okay, anyways, have you been to Tokyo or planning to do so? I'm actually planning on going to Japan, but I don't have any, like, I haven't booked anything or anything yet like that, but I really want to go there in the coming year or two, because it's opening back up again, I hear it, right? But I would love to go there. Is everything selected? I think so. So okay, this looks cool. All right, I saw one little error here. All right, good to go. So what I kind of wanted to do is, let's just turn this into a smart object. We'll make the background invisible. It's just like the reference. And what I want to see is if we can modify the lines a little bit by going to the filter gallery. Nice, I do not own one, but a few others since music producer, teaching myself Illustrator and After Effects. Nice, man, nice. Good to hear. If you are interested, we also have a lot of producers in our community. I'm not sure if you already knew that, but and we also started a music channel where we feature DJ sets, and we're planning on doing more free loops, live streams, and music production videos as well. So if you are interested in that, I'm not sure if there's a link down in the description, but you can find it on our channel. So let's just do a white background in here. And now let's see what the filter gallery offers, because there is a, is it this one, rough pastels, type brush, is that it? That does look cool. Let's see if we can stack that with another effect. This is a little bit too much, right? But I do like how like old it looks, I guess, if that makes sense. So let's make a background color. Why is it loading? Oh wait, I think I just accidentally pressed something. Anyways, so the idea here is maybe we color this in a little bit. So let's go back into the smart object, and what I also want to do is grab this thing and then blur it a little bit, maybe like 5 pixels, and then use in levels, darken the image a little bit to thicken the lines. Maybe 5 is a little bit too much, but that definitely helps. And we'll expand the canvas size to leave enough white space or negative space, whatever. Looking rad, thanks Michael. Currently teaching himself how to produce with Ableton, learning DAW. Ever touched music before? It's challenging. It definitely is, man. I've been working in FL Studio for 12 years, and I recently started like trying to learn Ableton, and that was also quite a task for me already. So I cannot imagine how hard it must be to do it on your own without like you know, knowledge in music or whatever. Hey, I see another mistake that I made. Stupid Tom. Because here is supposed to be a line somewhere. As well as here. And the same thing here, kinda. Or maybe like here, like this direction. Because they are supposed to be on the inside of the thing, so we'll see. I think getting an analog synth helps too. Yeah, like sound design wise and learning the principles of sound design, I would heavily recommend getting like a very basic synthesizer and like see how sound waves work and see how you know, basically the basics of modular synthesis are, it helps you learn a lot, I guess. So what I want to do is gonna make a selection and see if we can color this in, and if it looks nice. I'm not sure. Wow. Maybe turn off contiguous and then select all of the darker lines. Okay, so we do have planned and Oni down, but we still have bubbles to go as a word. So I was thinking of bringing this into Cinema 4D and turn this thing into like a typographical poster or something. Okay, so I would like to have some cool text to put on this, and as like Onihanya is like a ghost or poltergeist, I think that's like, I think of a woman who experienced like trauma or something like that. Let me just Google it in a second because I don't want to have it wrong. Okay, and then essentially like this, and then can I do this? No. Okay, so then the last part I just do with the not with magnetic lasso too. I'm not going to use it anymore in this live stream. Oh, you also have Ableton tutorials on your channel. Remind me to check that out. And also feel free to share that on the Dreadlabs Discord server if you are on there. Because you might be able to help a lot of younger producers out, or producers that are thinking of switching to Ableton like me. I could also just draw a line at the end of this stalk kind of thing. Anyways. Which one's better, chat? This one or this one? Or maybe the top of the flowers in this color. So let's see. I'm glad I'm able to help, man. So I think this part is supposed to be not there, like that. Okay, so now we have this like kind of vintage looking illustration thing, and I'm gonna save this up because just like last stream I completely forgot to save it. So Oni, or yeah, whatever. Might be biased, but I think the red one is cool. It's okay. Okay, so I'm kind of curious to. Okay, let's do some typography. First, let's search mask, but just like the wiki. Jealous female demon. What's up, Mark? Just joined, so sorry if this was answered already. What's your question? Okay, so I want to do something like growing sea or something. I'm using a drawing tablet and it's a Zenslabs Pro something. If you're curious, I made a review of this tablet on my channel. So if you search for Dreadlabs Zenslabs, which you spell XENCE Labs, yeah, you will able to find it. Alright, so growing jealousy. That's where we are. And I'm gonna use this font that I found on a video by my friend Jesse Nyberg. Just because. Is there another word for jealousy? Envy, maybe? Hello from Poland. Hey, Mushines. I hope I pronounced it correctly. But welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? Yo, what's up, Mowgli? How are you doing? Hello. Okay, it's just really slow. Okay, I am kind of annoyed by this like saving icon here, so I'm gonna save this and open it back up. Okay, so it's just a glitch. What's the best way to composite in Photoshop? Ooh, what depends on what you mean by it, I guess. Illustration. You mean like how to make compositions? Because I kind of did. Ooh, blending images. Ooh, there's a lot of ways, man. We'll probably go with. There's a lot of AI tools that Photoshop uses, like the select subject stuff, and you know, content-aware filters. But you can also use clone stamp tools and you know, use masks in a really subtle way. So kind of thinking what to do with this. So my Photoshop's super laggy for some reason. Okay. Ooh. Let me see. What's going on here? So OBS is using quite a lot. Oh. So brand envy. And we'll remove the fill on this one, and we'll put it to the front. See what that looks like. I'm not sure. I kind of... Okay, so this might just be me. I like the Dutch and Burn tool. Oh, that's also a good one, yeah. So, if I remember correctly, there should be like a J. Cole lyric. Planting a seed. And it still lingers in your mind or something. So, let's see. Let's make some guides. Oh, I'm not sure what this is, but new guide layout. 2% on each side. We'll duplicate this text to the bottom here. Okay. I am not 100% satisfied with this, but since we just have 2 hours and we just have 45 minutes left, I think we just need to go to try and finish this up. So what I'm gonna do is go to Resources, Dreadlabs, and I'm gonna go to the Dreadlabs Paper Pack Volume 2. And I'm gonna grab a vintage paper texture. Let's see if we can use that, put that to good use, I guess. So, put this to screen, we'll make this a little bit darker. And then this one we'll put to multiply and make it lighter. Like that, I think. So all of this, I'm gonna go and put that in a group, call it content, and turn it into a smart object so we can add some filters to that. And what I'm also gonna do is, yeah, I probably should duplicate the background here as well. No harm. Wow, my Photoshop is laggy today. Can I send you right now some of my artworks, tell me your opinion? I'm not gonna judge it right now, but you can just send it on the Discord server. How'd you come up with the concept? It's dope. Yeah, I've used Onis in a... It's just something that I find really cool, like visually. But yeah, thank you so much. Anyways, the way... I just tried to combine a couple of words and I was like, okay, I know of these hanging flowers, I didn't know what they were called, so I was like, okay, maybe the masks can be like the fruition or the outcome of it, if that makes sense. So that's what the idea was, and then I'm just gonna add the word bubbles into there as well. Just before, I want to give you guys a very exclusive sneak peek into a new Dreadlabs asset pack. Anyways, sorry, Mowgli, you can send me your artworks on the Dreadlabs Discord server. There's a link down in the description, and you can ask for feedback from me, but also the other people from the Dreadlabs community. So, as you can see here, we have a new pack coming up on Dreadlabs web store. It features 20 masks, all illustrations, and all vector and PNG in a filled option and also an outlined option. So let's just drag one of these in, the Oni mask. put this to multiply and then lower the opacity a little bit. And maybe change the color overlay as well. Maybe duplicate it a couple of times. And I'm going to use the filled one, put it in here to kind of mask out the smaller mask from the larger mask, if that makes sense. So now we have this selection. Yeah, see what I mean? And for the sake of this, we're gonna select all of the white. Oh, other way around, I think. Okay, so wait, I need to think about this. So now I'm selecting all of the white color. Like this, right? Nice. When tracing over photo in Illustrator, like creating outlines, the artwork becomes pixelated, even if I zoom out. Not sure what the problem there is, man. Again, sorry, I don't want to say the same thing twice, but I would say join the Discord server and ask your question there. So, and share maybe a screenshot so we can see what the problem would be, and then we can help you out, hopefully. Alright, so now we have this. I'm thinking toning the textures a little bit down because they're kind of apparent. And now it's time for maybe some displacement maps and stuff like that. So first thing I'm gonna do is blur it because it's kind of out there. Now we'll go and sharpen. This works? I don't think it works, right? No, I don't really see anything different sadly. Anyways, let's see, we'll do a displacement map. And for the displacement map, I'm gonna go to the filth package and then pick a random one. Okay, this is a little bit hectic, so pick another one. This one's nice, I guess. And then let's see what happens if we... Oh, no, we're not going to liquefy this. Thank you, you too, man. So under the filter gallery, let's see if we can add some cool filters still. Or remove the stamp. Okay, dry brush. We'll see, let's see. Thanks, Isa. We keep the dry brush on. And what we're gonna do now is, I'm actually gonna remove the displacement map, I think, because I don't really like this. This is better. So we'll save this up and we'll export this as a PNG. And we're going to open it in Cinema 4D. So we're going to make a plane and let's see how large the image is. 3508 by 4961. Have you ever been stuck in making a design and then what do you do? I have, a lot of times, and it's a very common thing. So if it happens to you, don't worry too much about it. It's normal. So what I usually do is I try to either talk with somebody about it, like ask for feedback, or see if anyone else has some pointers. Not a client per se, but more like people around you. And if that's not possible for whatever reason, I would say leave the desk for a day. Just go outside, see if you can find like any new inspiration or for design if you're stuck in that way, I guess. If you're stuck because like for whatever reason the client and you aren't like working great together or something like that, that's also a possibility, of course. Then I would consider reaching out to the client and being honest with them. It's always better to be honest about these things, and I don't know, I always find being transparent to your clients is always the best thing to do. Okay, so we have our poster here. Then I'm gonna add in some spheres, and I'm gonna make these icosahedrons 400 maybe, and we're gonna give this a radius of 128, so they're nice and round. Yo, what fill together effects do you think people are sleeping on? I just think grain and double stamp. So the grain, but then like leaving a lot of this. I stack a lot of multiple grains on top of each other, personally. And let's see, what else is something that I do? I like the what is it called? So the poster edges in combination with halftone patterns. So this. It's usually for a photo, but you can get some pretty cool, interesting results in this. This is actually pretty cool. But yeah, I think there's not a specific one, but the cool part is that like I made a video about this subject, but basically just that you have so many different possibilities and outcomes, because all of the effects are stackable, so you can do so many cool stuff, so many cool things with it. Do some experimenting. Change the seed a couple of times. Maybe there are too many. Let's see, 6, maybe 800. Okay, so now we're gonna toggle to these seeds. And I do it like this. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing. Maybe you're not, but we need bubbles. That's the word that of today's Creatober challenge. So what I'm gonna do is make a transparent whole thing. So like this, and I'm going to change the index of refraction a little bit. And this is actually not that nice, so what I'm going to do is do this in Octane. And I'm going to change these to Octane materials then. So and we will have real life dispersion and refraction. But then we can also play with the opacity, I think. No. Okay, so this is getting to I need to lower this, I think, right? No. There is a setting in where we can fake. Ah, yeah, so this is a reflection itself. We'll lower that a little bit. And then dispersion, I want to put it all the way up, but I still need a okay, so this needs to be a Octane material as well. So we'll go to the node editor, load in an image like this. And in the renderer, my computer is not gonna like this, but I kind of have to do it. And we'll add in an HDRI environment where the environment is a normal studio HDRI, I think. Where is it? Studio small. So let's see what's going on here. Oh wait, we don't have an Octane camera. I'm not sure if that's the problem, but shouldn't be the problem. Okay, so everything in here, suppose I'll put this in a group and I'll rotate this 90 degrees, maybe. This kind of looks better. Not entirely satisfied though. Now this HDRI is a little bit too dark, I think. Are your PC specs? Because when I use Blender, an EV is slow as hell. So I'm not that much of a computer guy. But I have a video on my channel where I think it's about my new apartment or something. It's an old video from last year, but I did all the specs of my whole setup are basically still the same, and you can find the specs on my PC there. What made you choose to work with Cinema 4D rather than Blender? Well, basically, the reason for that is. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is weird. The reasoning for that, behind that, is actually that I had a little bit of trouble learning Blender in the very beginning, and yeah, I don't know. It just made me. It made it a little bit harder for me to get into it, I guess. And then I found out about Cinema 4D through someone else I knew. And that was immediately like a very straightforward, more easier to, yeah, I think the learning curve is a little bit harder with Blender. But I'm thinking of switching, just because of the pricing, basically. It's just really cheap in order to change into Blender. I don't like this. I'm gonna clear this. And I'm going to move the Maybe it's because they're inside. Ah, there we go. There we go. And now we just need to scale this down. And turn this off. Okay, now it's too dark. No worries, man. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask them. And this isn't working for me. Maybe a... Where is it? Daylight. Nope. I don't think the spheres are, or the bubbles are realistic or something. I don't know, I don't like it. So what does the environment look like? Okay, wow, this is way too weird. Turn it down maybe. I don't know, man. How have your project been going so far? Well, depends on what you're talking about, but yeah, pretty good. I mean, like Dreadlabs used to be like my side hustle, and I'm doing Dreadlabs full time now, which is really nice. I really like doing that. Yeah. I don't know about the bubbles. What about you guys? Why is the poster so dark now all of a sudden? It's weird. Wait. Nah, I don't like this. I really don't. Let's see how far I can go back. Okay, so this is kind of interesting still. So I want to go back all the way to... I think before I started working on Octane. I think it doesn't go any further than this, so... Okay, let's go back to the normal Cinema 4D ones, and then we'll just up the refraction, and just up the default specular, which is remove, and then we'll add a GGX reflection in here, and we'll up the sampling. What camera do you use for your streams? It's a Canon EOS M200, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? I think I'm gonna leave here. I prefer the original picture, but at least I use all 3 words. But yeah, that's the main thing about the Creatober challenges, you know. Sometimes you just end up something you're not really 100% satisfied with. And that's completely fine as well. I think I focus too much about, like, I want to add the word bubbles in here instead of like, I want to make the typography look a little bit cooler or something like that. But I think this has potential, but you know, and also you just have a limited time. Not sure how it's supposed to come out, but yeah, it's not looking bubbly, nope. Sadly not. The idea was to have like these distorted circles everywhere, but I don't know. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Anyways, if you would be interested in getting the project file for this or any of my other tutorial files or Creatober livestream files or any other livestream files, you can actually get those by becoming a patron of mine. And thanks to my patrons, I'm actually able to do Dreadlabs full time because YouTube ad revenue is sadly not enough to rent a recording studio, run a whole design company, and pay the rent and pay the bills. So thanks to my patrons, I'm actually able to do that. And as a thank you, you not only get access to all of the project files from my tutorials, but also a 15% discount in my asset web store, an exclusive Discord role in the Dreadlabs Discord community. And if you go 1 tier up, you'll also get access to exclusive tutorials such as how to design a Y2K rave flyer and how to make a death metal logo from scratch. So if this is something you're interested in, I would really appreciate it if you become a patron of mine. But if you do not have the budget to support me in that way, that's also completely fine, because leaving a like, a comment, and a subscribe on the channel also does a lot. And to answer your question, well, you know, I do not stream every day in October. I try to do it as much as possible, but live streams will become a more apparent thing in the coming months. But I try to do at least 1 live stream for the week of October, maybe 2, maybe 3. But yeah, we'll see. I think the yellow color makes you uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a really weird color, right? But anyways, yeah, if you become a patron, feel free to grab the project files for this design and improve it if you want to. Other than that, I don't think I have a lot to say right now. A little bit exhausted because of today. But yeah, that's, you know, it happens sometimes, I guess. Anyways, I just want to thank all of you for watching. This is Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out, and I'll hopefully see you in the next live stream. Bye bye.